What's up, guys? Big Luke here, man of the free, freedom of mind, money, and media in the Man of the Free studio where I love to be. Guys, when I work out at night in the gym, I do my best thinking. My phone right here is full of so many goofy videos of me in a crew neck sweatshirt with basketball shorts on and like a winter beanie cap. And I'm talking all serious into my phone, like a video diary. And when I come into the studio, I'll watch some of those videos and it spurs a creative thought process. And I go through the videos and I flip, and Ruben and I sit here and we discuss and we postulate. Is that the right word? Man, I sounded smart. And I postulate and hypothesize. I feel like I should be making some sort of I should have a Bunsen burner and a beaker in front of me, Ruben. And I think about what we should talk about. And I was just thinking and hypothesizing and postulating, and God damn it, I was compelled to speak on this because this is something that I want your input on, guys. I need the feedback. This is not some petty ruse for likes and subscribes and comments. Like us if you like us, subscribe if you want to hear my goofy ass talk some more. But in the comments, okay, I gotta know I gotta know if I'm alone on this, or if this resonates with you guys, or if this hits and makes sense, okay? I'm about to bust it open, Ruben. We're gonna go right down controversial avenue here. We're gonna talk about religion. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk about Christianity and Islam and Judaism and Buddhism and any other goddamn ism or entity or you wanna talk about. We're here to talk about holy books and holy figures. Because I got a theory on this, okay? And disclaimer, for those of you in my audience who are devout Muslims, I love you and I appreciate you. Some of my best friends in the world are devout Muslims. For those of you that are Catholics, Lutherans, Protestants, any other form of Christianity, I love you, I appreciate you. My entire family, by and large, is Catholic, okay? And I got nothing but love for you. Anybody who's Buddhist, Jewish, any religion, guys, pick out of a hat. I love you, I appreciate you, because that's all I do to my fellow man. I respect, I love, and I appreciate, okay? Your views on religion do not change who you are as a human being. They define your thought process. It's how you feel about things. It's who delved into those spiritual things with you when you were a child and interwove those into your upbringing and your molding as a human being. That's why you feel so strong about them. That's why you're compelled. And I understand and I appreciate it. So do not take this episode as me disrespecting anybody. Do not take this episode as me saying that I'm against religion. Take this at face value for exactly what it is. And get in the comments, compel me, convert me. I would love it. I want nothing more. I feel about religion the same way I feel about progressive left politics. And even though I don't lean far one way or the other, most would say I tend to lean a little more conservative and a little more right on a slight majority of topics, okay? But I feel about religion the same way I feel about those progressive ideologies, which are, when confronted with the facts, okay? A lot of people don't like Donald Trump. A lot of people say Donald Trump is a racist. Lord knows the media says Donald Trump is a racist. And although there's things that I'm not fond of that Donald Trump has said and done, there's things that he has done and said and professed that are laughable, okay? He's also a human being. And I also happen to know and be pretty confident of he's not a racist, okay? Does he come from a family of rich whites who might have some sort of, classic racial ideology woven into the fabric of their gene pool? Maybe. Does he say things that are off color and out of turn? Absolutely. But one of the guy's best friends is Herschel Walker. I just watched a clip the other day of Judge Joe Brown being asked if Donald Trump was a racist, and he goes, no. And I said, why? Explain yourself. He says, well, because in the 80s and 90s, Donald Trump used to give $100,000, $200,000 capital loans to young black entrepreneurs. They say, hey, Judge, how do I get the money? The bank won't give me the money. I said, go see Trump. Trump will give you the money. They go see Trump. Trump will give them the money. They'd start the business. They'd come back 2 years later to pay back the loan. Donald Trump would take the check. He'd say, is this what you owe me? Yeah. With interest? Yeah. And your business is doing well? Yes. Congratulations. You made a successful business. I'm happy for you. Go do your thing. Okay? I can't wrap my head around that, how that could possibly be racist, okay? So, again, if you disagree, that's what the comments are for. This is discourse, guys. This is not my word as final. This is how I feel. This is how I feel on topics, okay? I've gone to people and said, I've feigned agreement. I've said, man, Donald Trump is a racist. I'm with you. Matter of fact, he said something the other day that was so goddamn racist, it made my skin crawl. Has he ever done something like that to you? Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, I can't stand him. Really? What did he say? What was the one thing that he said that bothered you the most? Shit, man, there's so many. I don't even know. They're geez, buddy. I don't know. There's so many. I know there's so many, man. He's a racist. But give me one. Just one. He said, grab her by the pussy. Yep, sure did. I said, tell me something he said that was racist. Okay. So this ain't about Donald Trump. My point is, I feel about religion the same way I feel about the type of people that have their convictions and they're firm, and you cannot change their mind, no matter how much fact you bring to them, no matter how much evidence you display, like a picnic in front of them for the taking. No matter what knowledge you bestow upon them, nope, can't change my mind. Because I know. How do you know? Because I know. How do you know? Because I know. They don't know. They don't know why they know, but they know that they know. I feel like religion is kind of like that, okay? Here's what I think about religion. I think that a long, long fucking time ago, society was in disarray, right? There was no law and order. There was no moral compass that people had to adhere to. I feel like, people were sleeping around, crimes were being committed, people were being murdered, okay? And I don't mean just some crazy pile of nonsense, but I mean the normal laws that we're used to and we have the luxury of keeping us safe and secure. At one point, they didn't exist, right? They had to be legislated, which means at one point in the past, they didn't exist. This is live and I'm thirsty. You'll hear me say that many times. So I think some guys got together and they said, people love stories. We tell stories about Billy the drunk and how he stumbled his way home. We tell about Lisa, the loose girl that hangs out with all the guys. We tell about Billy, the little neighbor kid that runs around and tells the funny jokes because, kids just say the darndest things. People love stories, right? They're compelling and people believe them. Yep. Let's write a book. Let's write a story, a tale of this guy that does just the perfect existence, right? He can make the blind see again. Yeah, that's it. And he can turn water to wine. That's a good one. He can walk on water. Walk on water. That's a good one. He can walk on water. No disrespect to the Christians. The humor is here to keep this light, not because I'm disrespecting anybody. But by and large, I feel like they created a story and then they compelled one of the leaders of the community to tell the story and pass it as fact. And essentially, if you instill in a society a certain fear that if they do not behave based upon a set of tenets that they must adhere to, that if they die, they burn in hell forever with a devil and demons in constant slavery and hellfire and brimstone, or if they do what you tell them to do, they get to go on an elevator up to the clouds, there's fruit, there's angels, there's harp music, paradise. What are you gonna do? If you lack education, if you're part of a primitive society, if you don't know any better, you're just going by what the smart guy and the leader says, and the guy next to you goes, you know what, I heard that's the truth, we might want to do that. And you look to your left and they're like, oh yeah, the Lord is good. I know, trust me. I know Johnny that just died, he cheated on his wife. I'm sure he went to hell. You know how gossipy society is. So all I'm saying is, can we stop and consider for a moment that somebody told a tale that was somewhat believable, had some obscurities, but the reason they they were taken to is because if you believed it, it created a beautiful understanding of life. Imagine this. Imagine being born. For those of you that are Jewish, that are Christian, that are Muslim, whatever. Imagine you never had that person intervene in your life. Imagine you never had that person bring you that religious text or take you to church or temple or mosque or whatever. You have no grasp on life. No one ever taught you. You'd be wondering, what happens when I die? And there would be no one there to provide any comfort to you. You'd say, is it okay to steal? I mean, that's a nice looking apple. I don't have the money for it, but all right, fuck it. Nothing happened. 2 times later, maybe you took the apple and the guy killed you, okay? You have nothing to go by unless it's taught to you, okay? Ricky Gervais said something in a Stephen Colbert interview. Did you see this, Ruben?
I did.
Did you? Okay. Stephen Colbert was preaching Christianity to Gervais, and Gervais said, no, I'm an atheist. Actually said, no, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in Christianity. It's not real. It's not even possible. It's just not, it's poppycock. I think he said something like that. And Colbert was like, I can't, you got to look it up, guys. But here's the bottom line. Gervais said this, and, for a fucking goofy Brit drunk comedian, I think he had a good goddamn point. And that is, if you took all the religious texts in the world, you threw them in a pile and you set it on fire. And you took all the scientific books in the world, Darwinism and chemistry and the periodic table and the likes, and you set those on fire. And then you were to kill off everyone except for 2 people. And then society recreated itself, and children were born, and we repopulated the earth. All those same books about science and the green of the grass and the blue of the skies, they'd be written again. No one would write a book about Jesus Christ. I think you dropped the microphone at that point, guys, because it's the truth. Unless there's someone there to teach you about a religion, you have no way to know about it. You have no way to learn about it. You have no text to read. Unless there's something there to compel you to believe that, it doesn't exist, okay? So can we, for one moment, consider that religion was used as a sort of moral guideline? No, Luke, no fucking way. Well, guys, unfortunately, I have a theory here, okay? I was watching a Dr. Jordan Peterson interview the other day, and he was talking, he got very emotional, and he was talking about how he had some Muslim friends, some Jewish friends, and they came up to him and they said, doctor, we like you so much in our community that we call you rabbi. Okay, and then he went over, and then he was talking about another group from a different religion, and I'm paraphrasing. I don't want to get it, quote it wrong, but essentially there was like 3 or 4 different religious groups that revered him as either the leader of their religious community or a deity of their religion, a god. Okay, and I thought to myself, well, isn't that a goddamn coincidence? Isn't that an interesting little crossroads? And this is what I came up with. Okay, I believe they felt that way because he represented something to them. And this is not a plug for Jordan Peterson, although I tend to align with the majority of things he says. There are some things that are a little outlandish, but I think we could all agree that he's a very intelligent guy, and the majority of what he says is rooted in knowledge and common sense. Okay, a little free plug for JP there. But my point is this. They all look to him as a spiritual leader. What does he represent? He represents a conservative mindset. He represents good moral compass. He represents fact-based decision-making. He represents the sanctity of marriage, okay, and a woman's womb. He basically represents a set of basic, humane, morally sound human principles. And I believe that's what people believe God is. What are the 10 commandments? Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not, covet thy neighbor's wife, thou shalt,
worship false gods.
Worship false gods? Okay. I thought you said worship Foz gods. I'm like, was that like a shitty rock band or something? Guys, I don't know the 10, okay? Those of you who do, you may comment, you may despise me for not knowing, but the bottom line is this. They're a set of, would you say, Ruben, moral principles?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're guidelines for a good moral existence. Could we say that, and Ruben and I don't agree on everything. That's why I'm asking. I want to make sure I'm not out of line here, but would it be safe to say they're a good set of moral guidelines? Okay.
Something to follow.
Something to follow, right? To keep you in, so where you're not hurting people, to keep you where you're in a fair partnership with another human being that's fair to them, to keep you in a position where you're living a good, pure existence, okay? Now, you go to Buddha, similar teachings. You go to Judaism, different but similar. You go to Islam, different but similar. They all have one thing in common, guys, and that is you just can't off somebody. They must be respected. Their life must be respected. You can't go bang somebody's wife. The sanctity of that relationship must be respected. Now you have your offshoots of polygamy and other things. I'm talking about core root religions, basic principle religions, okay? They revolve around good moral behavior. That's the bottom line, okay? So when someone comes to me and says that, for instance, and I'm not sure which form of Christianity this is, but somebody was trying to explain to me that if you don't get baptized, I'm assuming Baptist maybe, if you don't get baptized, you fucking burn in hell. That's it, pal. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I said this, I said, okay, so I can come out of the womb and make good decisions every day of my life. I can feed the poor, I can heal the sick, I can help build houses for those who need shelter, I can be good to my wife, I can make a family, have children, raise a family, build a town, lead a civilization for Christ's sake. No pun intended. But I can do all these wonderful things, but if I don't dip my ass in that vat of water with the right guy saying the right shit, I'm gonna burn in fucking hell for the rest of my life. Come on, guys. Really? And again, no disrespect to you if you practice that religion. Correct me. Teach me. Okay? The same way I want the person that says Donald Trump is racist to explain to me how he's racist without using anything they heard in the media, solely based on the things they saw him say and do. I want them to, because I want to understand, because I feel like the outcast over here in the Man of the Free Studios. I feel like everybody's buying what the media is selling, and I'm over here like, that don't really fucking make sense to me. My logical mind can't wrap itself around that. The same way my logical mind cannot wrap itself around religion. Now, here's the thing. Let's talk about the death piece. That's an easy sell for a guy who's a salesman for a living. That's an easy fucking sell. Do it this way, because if you do, you go up and there's broads and there's harps and there's fruit and there's fucking clouds. It's beautiful. Do it the wrong way and there's Satan and there's fire and there's beatings and there's hell. That's a pretty easy fucking sell, guys. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay? Wrap your head around it logically. Okay? It's an easy fucking sell. You do it our way, you go up. You do it their way, you go down. I'm going to be convinced, furthermore, the mob mentality. There's a whole bunch of motherfuckers, all dressed the same, all going to the same place on Sunday, all singing the same. And I'm scared because I feel like they might know something that I don't. They're telling me to do it this way. Doesn't really make sense. You know, fuck it. I'm in this community. That's what they do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a whateverist. Okay? The fact that if I die, I go to a terrible place unless I do what this religion tells me to do is an easy sell. So let's really just take a look at it broadly. Most religions, by and large, teach you moral compass, for lack of a better term. They teach you to operate in a good societal fashion, treat people well. I think the common themes are probably respect people. I think they are no thievery. I think they are, monogamy. I think they are, respect meaning respect life. You can't kill somebody, okay? And I think essentially the whole, give a little bit if you got excess. Make sure 5 or 10% goes to the people that need it a little bit more than you. Guys, I think those are just basic moral principles, okay? Here's where I take issue. I have yet to meet somebody who's done all the right things that book or that book or that book or that book says, and then died and gone to heaven. Come back to tell me about it. And you know what they say to you? That's where you need to have faith. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. but I guess I don't have it. I don't blindly believe what somebody or a book tells me when no fucking buddy has ever seen it happen, okay? I don't believe the bad guys go to hell. I don't believe the good guys go to heaven. I believe we're creatures. I believe we get an existence. And I believe that when it's over, ready? I don't know. Nobody does, right? Wouldn't it be nice to know, though? Wouldn't it be nice to know? Wouldn't it be nice to be able to go home to your family at the dinner table and say, God dang it, I got it. If you're good, you go to heaven. It's up in the clouds. It's got some great vending machines. They're all filled with the good soda, not diet, okay? And have the answers. Wouldn't it be nice to be the guy that has the answers, all of them? The answers to life's questions? Wouldn't that be an easy sell? Wouldn't that get you some power? Wouldn't that revere you very highly amongst your community? Now, if you were a great salesman and you were able to convince the right people that you had all the answers, look at Elizabeth Holmes, look at Theranos. Ruben, you know Theranos? This woman was able to get Joint Chiefs of Staff, military four-star generals, Silicon Valley billionaires to buy into the fact that she could finger prick your fucking pointer finger, put a drop of blood on a little slide and stick it in the machine, pull it out, get your entire genetic history, all your disease, proneness to disease, all your genetic factors, basically any medical condition, any life's puzzles were all solved by her little fucking black, looked like a goddamn Keurig that you put the chip in. Guys, it's fucking ridiculous. Scientifically, it's not possible. Okay, because the majority of these tests need a sample larger than that eye droplet of blood to even run. So the fact that one drop could serve all the tests inside one little machine, there's just nothing about it that's fathomable. It's just not. It's not logical. It's not possible. Okay. However, tall, pretty blonde girl with the mock turtleneck that made her look like Steve Jobs and the right voice that made her seem like she was incredibly intelligent and a slight white woman version of Kermit the Frog, had people convinced she had all the answers. And what did they do? They invested like fucking 20, 30, 40 billion dollars, and they all got had. And she's going off to prison now, okay? But if she can do that at a simpler time, when minds were simpler, when the science was simpler, when the technology was much simpler, you think it's not possible for a very zealous, persuasive, power-hungry individual to convince a small, naive group of people that he had the answers to life and its teachings? Or maybe it was a guy named Jesus. That's quite possible. Maybe he said, hey, I walked on water. We'll do it now. Oh, the waters are too rough today, and the Lord's Spirit is not with me. But I have turned water to wine. We got some water, man. We could use some drink. No. You want the wine for the wrong reasons. You want to sin. You want to get drunk. I can only do it for the Eucharist. Is that what it's called, the Eucharist? Yeah, on a roll today. Okay, well then, old Tommy there can't see, heal him. Oh, Tommy was born blind. I can only heal the people that have been blinded by injury. Like, my point is, guys, I'm a great fucking salesman. It's what I do for a living. I've made a whole career out of it, okay? But I use what's called fact and common sense-based selling, which is exactly what it sounds like, and that's why we sell a lot of shit, okay? Because people are educated, they have the internet, they have tools at their disposal. Furthermore, people communicate. I can get on my fucking cell phone and have a video conference with a 12-year-old playing Fortnite in Bangkok, Thailand right now, while naked on the couch eating cheesy poofs, okay? So we're a little more accountable in this day and age. Back then, when they're fucking chiseling words into stone tablets, starting fires with 2 sticks, walking around with fucking loincloths, is it not possible that someone was a good salesman, good enough that they were able to create a religion that the whole community abided by? Okay? And is it not kind of likely that the next town over went, wait a minute, we want one of those, except we're going to dip ourselves in holy water first. Yeah, that's it, we're going to be Baptists. And some other guy said, hey, did you guys see them? Well, I want to do that. Yeah, we're going to be whatever. Guys, you get the fucking point, okay? So this is my challenge to you, the listener. Convince me. Give me a story so compelling that I walk away from it a Jew, a Muslim, a Christian, whatever, okay? Because right now, guys, I'm just a guy that believes I live a life and ain't got no fucking clue what happens when I die. But here's what I promise you. If you don't bring me facts and logic and experience, you're not going anywhere, okay? So, am I here to upset religious people today? No. Guarantee I did, though. Am I here to disrespect religions, okay? No, I'm not. Guys, I'm here to bring value. And what I'm doing is I'm bringing you value. I'm bringing you a conversation. I'm bringing you civil discourse. I'm taking a traditional topic that everybody just accepts as reality, and I'm dissecting it, and I'm compelling you to give me the common sense behind it, because I can't find any. But here's what I believe. I believe that the key to life and living a good one is religion. What do I mean by that? Take it back a step. What did I tell you in the beginning of the show? Religion was a sense of community, good moral compass, and a basic set of tenets to live life in a respectful way that was good to your fellow man. That's what I'm calling religion. So when I say that religion is the key to a happy life, I don't mean church on Sunday. I don't mean a crisscross on Ash Wednesday. I don't mean a yarmulke. And I don't mean praying 5 times towards the Mecca every day. Although if that's your thing, do it. I love it. I respect it. Honestly, I'm a little jealous. Why? Because you have something I don't. You have faith. You believe that when you die, there's something there. I hope so, but I don't know. And no one has convinced me otherwise, okay? But I do believe that a sense of religion, if that's what we're calling it based on what I said, is absolutely necessary for us to be able to live happily. Why? As I said, it's live, and I get thirsty. You see the little white things coming out of my mouth, Ruben? We keep it a buck here on the Man of the Free, guys. We're humans. I spent a lot of time in prison. And if there's one thing I saw a lot of guys convert to religions. Saw a lot of guys go Muslim. Saw a lot of guys go Christian, get saved. I saw a lot of people find religion and find their God in prison. Do you want to know why I think that is? I think that's because when you stripped away everything that made them powerful, when you took away their money, when you took away their nice clothes, their watch, when you took away their woman, their popularity, their car, their drugs, their crime, whatever it was, the things that defined them as a man, that was their religion, that was their faith. Because that's what they found comfort in and they found solace in. So when you strip that away from them, they became naked souls. They had nothing. So when somebody came to them with the idea of a religion, the idea if they repented for their sins and started living by a good moral compass, that they would be saved. We're talking guys that killed, raped, stole, the worst of the worst. These men just wanted to believe that there was something for them, that they hadn't fucked that package up so bad. The package being life, that's a jail term, fuck that package up. There's somebody out there laughing right now, besides Ruben. They felt they fucked it up so bad that they needed some sort of intervention. And when somebody came to them with a holy book and a set of guidelines for them to live by, mind you, a lot of these guys grew up in places where they had no fucking guidelines. They had no family, no structure, no dad, no mother, orphans, foster kids, children of the system. They had no structure. So when you came to them and you said, listen, man, respect your fellow man. Don't bang your buddy's wife. Don't steal your celly's commissary. Don't behave in a way that's harmful to society. They said, man, I don't want to do that shit anymore. I'm sick of running from the cops. I'm sick of people looking at me as the bad guy. I'm sick of not being able to drive a car legally. I'm sick of not being able to buy my own food. I'm sick of not having custody of my kid. What do I got to do? You just got to get saved. Wrap this little bead around your wrist and pray to Mary. Put this little hat on your head and go to temple. Put that carpet down, pray 5 times that way, you'll be saved. They said, okay, man, give it to me. I need it, I'm ready. I need something above and beyond me because I can't do it on my own. And that's what I think religion is. So, what do I think about me? I think I'm a strong individual. I think I understand that I don't lean on anybody. I think I understand that there's nobody out there, be it real, earthly, or spiritual and godly, that's responsible for my behavior. I'm responsible for my behavior. I don't believe there's anybody at the end of the tunnel that's guiding me in a particular direction, okay? Because codependency is not something that I've ever really lived with, okay? I've been on my own and very lonely for a very long time. I have a family now. I've got a beautiful, loving wife. I've got 2 amazing kids. I'm the definition of happy. But I'm not foolish and I'm not unrealistic, okay? So I believe that I am responsible for how I behave, okay? And I don't need something outside of me to rely on to tell me how to stay in line. But I believe some people do, and I don't mean to offend them, but those people know. They know they need something outside of themselves to give them a guideline. They know that they're scared of what happens when they die. They know they want to believe if they just do these 3 particular things, this one set of behavior, wear this particular garment, that everything's going to be okay. Just like your mother, running her hands through your hair after a bad day, telling you it's all going to be all right. We all want that. We all yearn for it. And I think a lot of us find it in religion. I don't think there's anything wrong with practicing a religion. In fact, as I've said before, I'm sometimes jealous of those that do. Okay? But I just can't wrap my head around it. And until the day I do, I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna live my life as if every day is my last. I'm gonna give you as much value in that camera as I possibly can every time I walk into this studio. I'm gonna kiss both my kids every day when I come home. I'm gonna be good to my wife every day of her life and every day of our marriage. I'm gonna work hard when I go to work. I'm gonna take care of my employees. I'm gonna continue to try to get better and progress every single day. That's what I'm gonna do. Guys, I appreciate you. I appreciate you listening to me speak on this. I appreciate you watching the whole thing, even though there may have been some very cringe-worthy moments for you if you are practicing a religion. But guys, I'm not here to piss anybody off. But when you drop a rock in the water, the waves are gonna tip the buoy. It's just gonna happen. But eventually the buoy settles down and the waves go away. What do you have? You have the rock at the bottom of the lake. If that was your original intention, the problem has been solved, everything else is okay. Why am I making that analogy? Because sometimes the water needs to get wavy for us to get where we need to go. Sometimes you need to question things, guys. Freedom of mind, freedom of media. That's why I'm here. I compel you to stop following the narrative. Stop looking around and saying, okay, everybody's going this way, that's the way I gotta go. If they tell you somebody's racist, go find the video where he calls somebody a racial slur. I've never heard anybody call Mark Wahlberg racist. Yet I've seen evidence and admission of him using the N-word, another word I won't say that has to do with Latinos, in a very nasty, disgusting way. Do I hate Mark Wahlberg? No, he's a hell of an actor. I think deep down, probably he's a nice guy. I think he may have learned from his mistakes. Do I have authority to speak on that? I really don't, but I'm a good reader of character, and he just doesn't strike me as the guy. He does strike me as the guy that could have said those things back then. I don't know if y'all remember Mark Wahlberg, but he used to sag his pants off his ass, and he wasn't exactly the most savory character, and I could see him saying those things, okay? and the truth. As far as this religion thing goes, I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you walking down this road with me while we dissected it and we talked about it. But what you have is my opinion. What you have are my feelings. And I gave you the facts behind why I felt that way, which is what media should be. It shouldn't be just professing and preaching. It should be sharing information through respectful discourse and then backing it with factual data. And that's what we do here on this show. So like I said, stay aware of what's going around you, stay focused on the facts and the truth, but more importantly, what is it, Ruben?
Stay
free. Thanks for being here, guys.